So good morning to all of you. I welcome you in this class. And today we are going to discuss growing and management of rice nurseries. The fundamental purpose of this lecture is to expose you to different methods of growing or producing rice nursery. Rice nursery means producing the seedlings. So before I actually start, I must acknowledge the help and received from Dr. V. Balasubramaniam. He was working as agronomist from International Rice Research Institute, and most of the sections in this lecture have been borrowed from him. And V. Balasubramaniam has worked very extensively in International Rice Research Institute, and he was responsible for development and use of leaf color chart. He was the first to begin practical use of leaf color chart in getting the nitrogen management in rice. So objective is to describe the methods of growing rice nurseries and their management. How best we can manage the seedlings so that we receive or we get healthy seedlings. So healthy seedlings are very, very important. If our seedlings are not healthy, how can they produce a good crop? If your seedlings are thin, they are etiolated seedling, or roots are not good, or they have some disease, etc., then such seedlings may not give you good crop. Similarly, if seedlings are having certain weeds and seeds are mixed, and you plant weed also along with seedlings, so that is not a healthy sign. You will plant weeds in place of crop. So better to get the prime objective of preparing nursery is to get the healthy and weed-free seedlings. This is the prime goal of managing rice nurseries. Now you see, and why we grow rice nursery for transplanting. In transplanting, you need seedlings. And of course, transplanting is very common method, particularly in lowlands. Lowlands, your irrigated lowlands and rain-fed lowlands, and sometimes even in deep water rice, they go for transplanting. In deep water rice, both direct seeding and transplanting is practiced. Now you see types of nurseries picture before you. First one is wet bed nursery. Wet bed nursery. We will see what is wet bed nursery, but name suggests that it is full of water, means it is kept wet. Dry bed means it is not kept wet, it is partly kept as dry. And the third one is depot mat nursery. It is depot method, or it is also called as mat nursery. Then Bala Subramaniam also developed one method, modified mat nursery, and also one bubble tray method is there. So overall, there are five methods of preparing nursery, and there may be many more modifications of these methods depending upon your soil and climatic conditions and interest of the farmers. So now we start with wet bed nursery method, and this is the most common method for growing rice nurseries. And first of all, we need to compute the seed rate and how much area will be required. So in general, 1/10 of the transplanted area is required for rice nurseries under wet bed method, and the seed rate also varies with the varieties, like 20 to 25 kg for fine seeded variety, 25 to 30 kg for medium seeded, and 30 to 35 kg for bold seeded varieties. If you have hybrids, only 18 to 20 kg per hectare of seed is required. Because in hybrid, you do not transplant two seedlings or three seedlings. For hybrids, only one seedling is recommended for transplanting. So you need less seed. So on an average, you need 80 to 800 to 1000 meter square area for general or high yielding varieties or common varieties. And for hybrids, you need less area because the seed rate is also less. So in proportion to seed rate, we can reduce the area to 600 to 800 meter square for transplanting of 1 hectare main field. Now, seed bed should be fertile. Definitely, your objective is to produce healthy seedlings. Then your seed bed should be fertile. Select the soil which is fertile which is near the water source, because you need to apply water frequently in the nursery. So your nursery beds should be near the water source, and also soil should be of good water holding capacity, and there should be proper arrangement of drainage. And then start preparing the seed bed 3 to 4 weeks before planting time. Means 1 month before planting time, one can start seed bed preparation. Now, there are two aspects in the wet bed nursery method. One is that you need to go for seed treatment, and other part is that you need to go for nursery preparation, field preparation for nursery. So there are two components of wet bed nursery, and they go together. They should go together. On the one side, you are doing seed treatment, and also the priming of the seed. Priming means putting the seed in water, and then you are also preparing the nursery beds. So these two operations go together. So first, let us see the seed treatment. And seed treatment is needed only when you don't have certified seed. As you understand that the certified seeds are always treated. The treatment has already been done. Now, if you are doing seed treatment, many times farmers use their saved seed. If they are using saved seed, then separating the healthy seeds. It is very simple if you remember how you make the seed treatment for barsim also. Barsim in the same way. You can put the barsim seed in the water, simple water, or maybe in salt water, and then the lighter seeds and dust and all waste material come on the top of the water and you clean it. Similarly, in case of rice, you can separate the healthy seeds from the empty seeds or weed seeds or some other impurities by 10% salt solution. One can prepare 10% salt solution. If you take 2 kg of salt in 20-liter water, it becomes 10%. And depending upon the requirement, you can prepare this 10% solution. If you want 10-liter water, take 1 kg salt, common salt. So dip the small quantity of seed in batches, lightweight seed, weed seeds, sclerotia. Sclerotia is, these are the surviving bodies for certain fungus when they survive under adverse conditions, sclerotia. They are visible many times from the naked eyes and come to surface and separated. So they can be easily strained, they can be easily separated from the water. The healthy seed and heavier seed settle in the bottom of the bucket or drum. So one can do it. Separated seed treated with fungicide means after the salt treatment, you need to remember that once you have treated the seed with salty water, then you must use some clean water to remove the excess salt which is there on the seed. So it is always better to, after salt treatment, you clean the seed again with the water, and then you can go for fungicide treatment or bactericide treatment. So in this case, it is compulsory, almost compulsory, to give the fungicide treatment to the rice seed. So 10 gram Bavastine, which is also known as carbendazim, can be taken, and 2.5 gram streptocycline antibiotic can be taken. It is bactericide, and it can be put in 10 liters of water. So you can make 25 liters of such solution. 25 liters of such. You know how to make 10 liters. So in that ratio, you can make 25 liter solution for 20 kg seed. If you have 20 kg seed rate, then you can prepare 25 liter of water. According to this rate, you can increase or decrease the solution. The seed kept in solution for 24 hours. Continuously, you keep the seed in the solution. It protects the crop from Bacani, root rot, paddy blast, and bacterial leaf blight, etc. Now, pre-germinated seed. Now, once you have done the seed treatment with fungicide and bactericide, for 24 hours, you kept the seed in water. And then what to do? Now you want to get the seed germinated. So remove the seed from solution after 24 hours. If you are interested for bacterial treatment or for these biofertilizer treatments, then you can use Azospirillum brasiliensis, Bacillus subtilis, Azotobacter or PSB. So it is a very interesting fact that these kind of bacteria, they do not affect each other. So one can use 2 or 3 a kind of bacteria, this biofertilizer together also. So they will not affect each other. So better in rice, you go for Azotobacter and PSB. So both these can be used together. Now spread the seed on jute bags or cotton cloth in shade and cover by same material. You need to remove the seed from the water and then put it under the shade, and they should be spread on the cloth or jute bag and also covered with the jute bag, and then spray the water over the heap intermittently so as to keep them moist. Just keep them moist. Here we have taken them out from the water because in water sufficient oxygen was not there. Now your seed will remain wet. They will get sufficient moisture. Oxygen is there and you have covered it. They will get little warmer temperature. Therefore, germination is fast. So seed germinate in next 36 to 48 hours. So this is how we can do seed treatment, and this is how we can get pre-germinated seeds. So now simultaneously you were preparing the nursery, and then nursery you need to bud the area. Bud the area and pond 5 to 10 centimeter water, means put 5 to 10 centimeter water into the nursery area and plow or puddle. Puddle the soil 2 to 3 times and then level the field. After leveling the field, you can, or simultaneously during the last puddling, you need to add manures or fertilizers, or manures and fertilizers. So in this case, before last plowing or puddling, add 600 to 800 kilogram farmyard manure. This is very, very important. It increases water holding capacity. It supplies iron and some micronutrients to the rice nursery. And 8 to 12 kg of urea, 15 to 20 kg of single superphosphate, 5 to 6 kilogram MOP, and 2 to 2.5 kilogram zinc sulfate heptahydrate per 800 square meter. So for nursery area. Now you can prepare the beds also, beds of 1 to 1.5 meter wide. The width of the bed should be 1 to 1.5 meter. However, length may vary from depending upon the soil conditions, and the length can be 4 to 5 centimeter depending upon choice of the farmer, the leveling area of the farmer. It can be extended up to 10 meters also if your field is quite it is not having any slope, it is having zero slope. So make 40 centimeter wide channel between two beds. You are seeing in the picture, this is how you lay down the nursery of rice. So between two beds, you have one channel of 40 centimeter, which act as a drainage channel as well as irrigation channel. If you want to put water from outside, you can put. If you want to drain out water, you can drain out water from this. Now your beds are ready, your seed is ready. So broadcast the pre-germinated seed uniformly on the beds. Now it is time for sowing or broadcasting, and it is always on the surface of the soil. It should not be put into the soil in this. Water the seed bed 2 to 3 days after sowing, and then maintain a water level of 2 to 5 centimeter. That is why it is known as wet bed nursery. You need to keep your beds wet, always wet, depending on the height of the seedling. Means seedling should not get submerged in the water, but they should get enough water. So there are many advantages of putting this water. First thing is that seedling will never suffer from the moisture or water deficiency. Second thing is that it also partly controls the weed. This is also important. And third important point is that it does not let the seedling to face iron deficiency. If there is no water in the nursery, standing water in the nursery, rice nursery may have or may likely to have iron deficiency. So there are certain advantages of keeping the soil flooded in nursery. So apply pesticide only when needed. There may be some insect pests and diseases in nursery also. Particularly nematodes may come. Your leaf folder may come. Stem borer may come in the nursery. So you must control those insects. Similarly, certain disease can come, like Bakani disease can be observed in nursery. So take the control measures for this disease or any disease. Now, how the weeds can be controlled in the nursery. So one option is hand pulling after 10 to 12 days of nursery sowing. Other option is pre-emergence butachlor application. One can use butachlor or some other herbicide. Pre-emergence herbicide can be used. So most common is butachlor 50 EC. Take 120 ml in 60 liter water. Take 120 ml of butachlor in 60 liter of water and spray in 800 meter square of the nursery area. Then insect pest, if any insect pest like leaf folder, stem borer, thrips, army worm, green leaf hopper, etc. come, then carbafuran can be used. 3G, it is 3G, active ingredient is 3G granules at the rate of 3 kg or 3 kg per 1000 meter square area or 2 ml Rogor plus 60 to 65 liter water per 1000 square meter area. So any of the insecticide can be used. And disease, if Bakani, blast, brown spot, etc. Most of the fungal disease can be controlled by spraying 0.1% Bavastine. That is 1 gram Bavastine per liter of water. This is the most common fungicide used in rice and many other crops, Bavastine. Now, you see, I told you if you do not keep your nursery area submerged or flooded, then your rice nursery will become yellow. And these are iron deficiency symptoms. In the beginning, the upper leaves are yellow. If the deficiency continues, even lower leaves can become yellow. And then after yellow, the color will turn to white and then brown. Starting from green to yellow and yellow to white and white to brown. These are the changes in the color under iron deficiency. And then your seedlings may die if iron deficiency continues. So therefore, if you keep your soil flooded with water, this deficiency will not come. So see one more example of iron deficiency in rice nurseries. It is quite common when you grow rice nursery by aerobic methods or dry bed nursery. This is in the field. Your nursery or say direct seeded rice. This is even transplanted rice can have iron deficiency if water is not there. So now how to correct the iron deficiency in rice nursery? This is important. One and the best option is to flood the nursery area with water continuously. If you keep this principle in practice under rice nursery, then your rice will never face iron deficiency if sufficient water is standing in the field. Number two, use FYM or compost at the time of puddling. FYM or compost are rich source of iron and they can supply iron if they are used before sowing of nursery. And the last this option is foliar spray of iron sulfate 0.5%. And also 0.25% lime solution can be made and both can be mixed together for spraying because this iron sulfate has sulfate which can make injury to the leaves. Sulfuric acid can cause injury, leaf burns, etc. Therefore, better to use slaked lime with iron sulfate. Now, many times your nursery, whether it is by wet method or dry method, sometimes there may be cold injury. In certain parts of India, for example, if you are growing nursery in Kashmir or Srinagar or maybe in other Himachal Pradesh, etc., then sometimes rice nursery may face cold injury also. I discussed in detail the symptoms of cold injury, what is cold injury. So it can be overcome simply by covering the nursery area with the polythene. If you cover it polythene, it will raise the temperature and it will not come in direct contact with the dropping ice or maybe whatever problem may be there. But this polythene sheet will help to raise the temperature. Now your nursery is ready. See on the right side, this is wet bed nursery and it is ready. Now you are going to transplant the field. And in the meantime, you have also prepared the main field for transplanting. And then you are interested to get the seedling from the nursery. So what can be done while taking out seedlings from the nursery? So seedlings are generally ready in 20 to 25 days after sowing. but it depends. It depends upon method of nursery. So this is for the common method of nursery in India, where 20 to 25 days old seedlings are recommended. Water the nursery area in the evening before the seedling are pulled. Next day morning. This watering will help in easy uprooting of the seedling. So, and also the roots will not be damaged if you apply water before transplanting. Even you can keep your field flooded if your people are happy with this. So that way your roots will not be damaged. So pull 1 to 2 seedlings in one go. Never select 5 or 10 seedlings in one go. Take the only 2 or 3 seedlings in the finger and fingertips and then uproot them. Avoid root damage. Ensure that the grass seedlings or plants are not mixed with rice seedling. Many times your nursery are full of weeds and farmers or people may take out, uproot both weeds as well as your crop plants or seedlings. And then these weeds can be directly transplanted in the field. So that way, instead of planting rice seedlings, you may plant weed seedlings. That is not good because many grasses look like rice. So farmers sometimes get confused whether it is rice or not. I told you how to distinguish rice seedlings and your weed seedlings. So after uprooting, make the small bundles of the seedlings so that transplanting becomes easier. Wash the roots to remove soil. It will help in easy transplanting because otherwise there will be intermingling of the roots and the transplanting will not be possible. Many seedlings will be together. So washing of the roots is necessary to remove the soil for ease in transplanting. It will result in ease in transplanting. Uh, Now, care of the seedlings before transplanting. Now you have uprooted the seedling and now you transplant them into the field. What care should be taken? Uprooted seedlings should be transplanted immediately or within 4 hours. There should not be much delay. If you delay the seedling, they will start drying. Lot of evaporation or transpiration, lot of transpiration can happen. At that time, seedlings are not getting any water. So seedlings may dry up and they may take longer time to establish. So if planting is delayed, then seedlings should be kept under the shade. If at all required, they should be kept in the shade, covered with cloth and watered regularly to keep them moist. Seedlings can be kept in irrigation channel. This is another option which is common in farmers field. And if you have shaded area and your channel irrigation channel is passing through the shaded area, you can keep your seedlings in the channel, irrigation channel also where water is there. But remember, only root part should be in the water. Remaining part should be in the air. If Bakani disease prevalent in the soil, then seedling should be dipped in 0.1% solution of Bavastin for 30 minutes. Many times, the seedling treatment with fungicide is useful in preventing spread of disease into the main field. So Bavastin can be used 0.1% solution. Now you see this is wet bed nursery how the people are uprooting the seedlings. And on the background, you can see this is first is your sunhemp crop. If you have not seen, so in the background you can see sunhemp crop, which is for green manuring, and beyond this, you see this is uh, uh, sesbania plants. Now this is the prepared nursery, the wet bed nursery from Sri Lanka, borrowed from Bala Subramaniam. This picture. Now this was about wet bed nursery. Now we switch over to dry bed nursery. So now first of all you need to compute the seed and seed bed area. How much seed bed area is required and how to compute the seed requirement. I discussed it in the last practical. And here 10% more seed than wet seeding. Whatever seed requirement is there in the wet method, you increase that by 10% here. Because here you put the seed into the soil by some plow or by some other simple implement, and then some seed may not germinate here. Germination percentage is less. Also, there are issues with the moisture availability. So under these conditions, you need to take 10% more seed than the wet bed nursery method. So choose the soil as for wet bed nursery means soil should be fertile and soil should have good water holding capacity near the water source and should be leveled. Start preparing the seed bed 3 to 4 weeks before planting. Add enough organic manures or recommended fertilizer. Whatever rate I have suggested for wet bed nursery method, same quantity of manure and fertilizer can be used here also. Now plow and harrow the field. This is nursery area preparation, preparation of land of nursery area. Plow and harrow the field, prepare raised seed bed. Here also you need to prepare the raised seed beds of 1.5 meter width and 10 to 15 centimeter height and any convenient length. Length can be 5 meter, 10 meter, 8 meter, any convenient. Seed priming is required here. Seed priming or hydro priming, putting the seed in water for 24 hours under the shade, and then this seed can be soaked for 24 hours and then dry in the shade. So remember here, you need not to use the germinated seeds. Pre-germinated seeds, here only priming is done. Germination is not happening because many times if you do the sowing of germinated seed here under dry conditions, then there may be death of the seedlings or death of the growing plant. So better to uh, soak the seed in water for 24 hours, then dry partly in the shade and then go for sowing. So primed seed is reported to germinate faster than fresh dry seed. Such kind of treatment are recommended for control of some disease also. If you remember in wheat, loose smut of wheat is controlled by soaking in water, you remember? For 4 hours seeds are soaked in water and then 4 hours they are dried in shade and then sowing is done. So they give you better germination and also loose smut can be controlled that way. So sow the primed seed on raised beds and cover the seed lightly with the soil or rice hull. So water after that, water the seed bed till saturation after sowing. You need not to keep the soil flooded just up to saturation. Then water the bed periodically as seedling emerge and grow. Regulate the water supply if necessary to control the rate of seedling growth. Means suppose your seedlings are growing very fast and you have no time, you want to delay it, so restrict the water supply. Apply pesticide to control pest if needed, like in wet nursery. Same kind of pest or disease may come in dry nursery also. So methods are same. Insect may be the same, disease may be the same. So seedling are ready within 25 to 30 days after sowing by dry bed method. So seed can be broadcast or line sown here under dry conditions. Line sowing facilitates manual weeding, uniformity in plant stand and healthier seedlings. So in dry bed nursery, broadcasting should be avoided. The line sowing should be done as far as possible because it helps in better germination, better placing of the seed at right depth, and control of weeds by manual methods becomes easier. Weed, insect pest, disease, and iron management similar to wet bed method. So this is how you can see the people are doing weeding in the dry nursery. This is you can see this is dry nursery of rice. Seedlings are almost ready for transplanting. Another case of dry nursery. This is dry nursery. Now there may be certain advantage of dry bed nursery. Advantage is seedlings are shorter and stronger. Definitely seedlings are shorter and stronger here with a longer root than those from the wet bed nursery. If you keep continuously these plants in water, then their roots do not go deeper. They are mostly near the surface of the soil. But under these conditions, dry bed condition, you get better root growth than the wet bed method. This is one advantage. And limitations are seedlings root may get damaged during pulling because roots are comparatively deeper in the soil. So when you uproot them, they may get damaged and they may have more problems with blast and pests such as rodents and nematodes. So nematode problem or rodent problem may be more in dry bed nursery than wet bed nursery. And the third method is depot method. It is also known as mat nursery. So in this case, why there is need for mat nursery? Because of less labor requirement, shorter period of raising seedlings. You can prepare seedlings just in 15 days. There, in other cases, you need 25 days. So 10 days saving. Easy transport of seedling mats to main field. Transport becomes easier. Preferred for mechanical transplanting. This mat nursery is good for mechanical transplanting. Select a level area near the household and on or a water source. So you can prepare it anywhere. It is not necessary to go to the field. You can prepare it on the pakka floor, also in the house or anywhere. Mark out 1 meter wide and 10 to 20 meter long plots. So 1 meter wide and length can be managed as per requirement. Now spread a plastic sheath or banana leaves on the marked area. They are not grown in the soil. Seedlings are not grown in the soil. They are just, the seed is spread on the plastic sheet or banana leaves. Form the boundary all along the border with the bamboo splits or banana sheath or any material can be used to make the boundaries or bunds, you can say, not a kind of bunds. So spread the pre-germinated seeds. Here your pre-germinated seeds can be spread. And you know how pre-germinated seeds are prepared. Like in wet bed nursery, you have seen how pre-germinated seeds are prepared. Seed treatment is also recommended in this case. In any nursery method, seed treatment is always advisable. So same seed treatment can be done here also. So spread the pre-germinated seeds at the rate of 1 kg per 1.5 meters square. 40 to 50 kg seed sown in 60 to 75 meter square area is enough. So this is the ratio of area and seed. So depending upon your seed, you can select the area. You can select the area and density of sowing should be same 1 kg per 1.5 meter square area. So then sprinkle the water immediately after sowing and then as and when needed. Means you need to spread the seed and then sprinkle the water. Protect the mat nursery from heavy rains for the first 5 days after sowing. Because in the beginning, if heavy rain is there, it will wash away your seeds. Seeds will not remain in the nursery area, so protection should be provided. And once the seedlings start get rooting and so on, then they will not be washed away by rains. So seedlings will be ready in 8 to 15 days after sowing. So seedlings are ready quickly. Roll out the seed mats and transport them to the main field. So they are just like mat. Mat you must have seen, mat, chatai. So like chatai, chatai can be rolled easily. So same way you roll the chatai or mat, same way you can roll the seedlings in the mat. So this is how this depot nursery looks like. So this is from Bala Subramaniam sir. And this is how mat is prepared. You can see seedling mat, or person is holding in the hand. So you can see the roots, and it becomes a bit difficult to separate the root. They are intermingled. Root of one seedling is mixing with many seedlings, and vice versa. But it is easier for mechanical transplanting. These seedlings can be used. So what are the advantages of depot method of nursery? The area required and the cost of pulling seedling is less. This is number one advantage. As the seedlings are younger, they are subject to less shock during transplanting. Means establishment of seedling from the depot method is faster than other method. Limitations are that seedlings are smaller, they are thin, their transplanting is more difficult. Frequent irrigation should be done to prevent water stress and encourage rapid growth. So it has some advantage, disadvantage, or limitations. But in some countries like Vietnam or Indonesia or maybe some other part, some farmers still use it, depot method or mat nursery method. Now, modified mat nursery method is the best, developed by International Rice Research Institute. So here you find reduced nursery area. Instead of 1000 meter square, you can use only 100 meter square area to plant 1 hectare crop. So establishing seedling in a 4 centimeter layer of soil mix. So what you need to do, you need not to plant the seed in the normal seed beds. So you need to put some soil mix above the seed bed. You need to put some soil mixture above the seed bed. So arrange on a firm surface. So robust and young seedlings 18 to 20 centimeter tall with 4 leaves can be produced in 15 to 18 days. Correct it, 15 to 18 days you can produce seedlings. Easy transportation of seedling mats to the main field and easy separation of the seedling. This is the advantage, easy separation of the seedlings for transplanting. So minimum root damage. Why it happens? Because your soil mixture is having certain material which do not stick, or root does not stick to those material. There is no very tight bonding between soil and seedlings. So therefore, uprooting of the seedlings become easier. Oh, you need to prepare a mixture modified mat nursery. You need to prepare soil mixture. In this mixture, you can take 70 to 80% soil out of 100 unit of soil. Decomposed manure, maybe well decomposed farmyard manure or compost or any suitable organic manure can be taken. 15 to 20% is the ratio. And then rice husk can be taken 5 to 10% so that water stagnation is not there. It helps in the easy percolation of water. And then powder DAP, you can take 1.5 kilogram per 100 meter square of nursery area. And this 100 meter square is enough for 1 hectare. So for this, 4 cubic meter soil mix for 100 meter square nursery area. So this is the weight. You can convert it into weight, and according to that, you can make the ratios. Because if you know the bulk density of soil, you can convert this volume into weight. Now, this is how the mixture can be prepared. If your farmyard manure is not available, then farmer can use press mud also. So in place of compost or farmyard manure, and take some native soil and DAP powder. So these 3 items can be mixed and a mixture can be prepared. And this mixture can be spread on the nursery beds in the frames. You need certain wooden frames in which this mixture can be filled and sowing can be done. So now this is manure must be well decomposed, otherwise young seedling suffers. Means whether you are using vermicompost, compost, or your farmyard manure or press mud, any manure you are using, that should be well decomposed. Never use raw manures. When you use raw manures, they decompose in the soil, and you know decomposition of such immature manures result in release of energy or release of heat, and this heat can damage the seedling. So therefore, well-rotten manure should always be used. Not just in this case, in every case, well-rotten manure should be used. Now we continue with the modified mat nursery method. So prepare 100 meter square nursery area to plant 1 hectare. Select a level area near the household and or near a water source. Mark out 1 meter wide and 10 to 20 meter long plots. Spread a plastic sheet or banana leaves on the marked area. So the lowermost layer is starting with the plastic sheet or banana leaves, and above this plastic sheet you need to spread the soil mixture in the wooden frames. Place a wooden frame with 4 centimeter deep. Remember the depth is 4 centimeter and convenient size segments. Fill the frame with soil mixture. The mixture prepared can be filled. It is like this. See, the polythene is spread on the base of the bed, and then you put some wooden frames. So total width is 1.5 meter. You can divide into half this width, and length you can see this way. You can manage the length of the wooden frame. And then you have put the soil mixture in the wooden frames. Then you need to put the seed. So to plant 1 hectare, use quality seed, 9 to 12 kg seed. If your spacing is 20 by 20 centimeter, at 1 seedling per hill. And if you increase the two seedlings, suppose you double the seedling number, then you need to double the seed also. 18 to 25 kg seed, 20 into 20 centimeter spacing at two seedling per hill. So likewise, I think you will remember how to calculate the seed rate and sow pre-germinated seeds at the rate of 100 to 150 gram per square meter area and cover the seed with dry soil and press it gently. You can see how the seed is spread on the surface of the mixture. And remember, these wooden frames are just to give the shape to the beds, so that when you apply water, the soil should not erode. Soil should not go away from the, so it stick to the polythene. It will not be washed away. So that is the purpose of keeping these frame. So once you put some water on the such soil, so this soil will get tightly get some tightness in the aggregates so that it will not wash away. So this is important. Now you see how the seed are spread on the surface, and then you can continue this job, and then you need to cover the seed. You can need to cover the seed with some banana leaves for one day, or if you like so. Otherwise, you can use your fingers to mix the seed in topsoil. So then sprinkle water immediately to soak the bed. Then water the bed as and when needed to keep it moist at all the time. Protect the nursery from heavy rains for the first 5 days. Continue watering until 15 days after sowing. If the nursery can be flooded, flood the nursery area with 1 centimeter water, level all around at 6 to 7 days. Now you see, this is how water can be given in the beginning, and your seeds are inside the soil. Many times bird damage is also there. To avoid bird damage and so that seed also get good moisture, so you can mix in 1 to 3 centimeter top layer this seed. Lifting the frame after the soil or soil mixture is settled well, then you can remove these frames. So it looks like this. It looks like this. Now frames have been removed and seed germination will start, and then you can give water with Hajara, and after some time you can start flooding the area. You can flood it. You can put water throughout the nursery. So it is growing. So this modified mat nursery can be done under both conditions, under dry condition as well as under wet condition. So on the right side it is flooded condition. On the left side you see it is aerobic condition. Aerobic condition means it is sown under dry conditions. So same method can be used in both aerobic or flooded nursery beds. So this is flood the nursery area with 1 centimeter water level at 6 to 7 days after sowing. Now, in the ICM modified mat nursery, so actually modified mat nursery is the part of integrated crop management. So integrated rice management is there where this modified mat nursery method is recommended. Now you must be coming across one term, that is integrated crop management. So in integrated crop management, suppose it is rice, integrated crop management for rice. So in rice, certain good agricultural practices or best management practices are there. So therefore, this modified mat nursery is considered as a good agricultural practice or best management practice for rice. So it is part of ICM, modified mat nursery. So in this case, sometimes your seedlings may face nitrogen deficiency. So in that case, if you see nitrogen deficiency symptoms are on older leaves, and farmers even recognize these nitrogen deficiency symptoms, then 0.5% urea solution can be sprayed 9 days after sowing. If seedlings grow is slow or leaves are yellowing. And seedlings can reach 18 to 20 centimeter tall at 15 days after sowing. You make it 15 to 18 days. If flooded, drain the water 2 days before lifting the seedling mats. Lift and transport the seedling mats to the main field. Separate the seedlings. Now, like any other method, you can separate the seedling, and then 1 to 2 seedlings can be used at a spacing of 20 by 10, 20 by 20, 20 by whatever spacing is recommended. Now, urea can be sprayed after 9 days, and seedlings at the 15 days after sowing, they are almost ready for transplanting. And this is how it looks, modified mat nursery, lifting the seedlings mat, and you can see they are easy to transport. There is no need to make bundles here, and then easy to uproot also because soil is very loose. It is not so tight to hold the plant roots, so roots can be easily removed from the soil. Now, the next is preparing seedling for mechanical transplanting. So in this case, you have seen the depth of the soil mixture was 4 centimeter. If you can grow seedlings by keeping the depth of the soil mixture just by 1 to 2 or maybe less than 2 centimeter, then those kind of nursery can be used for mechanical transplanting. Mechanical transplanting by modified mat nursery method, because now in many parts of our country, this transplanter are coming up in Andhra, in Tamil Nadu, Punjab, and in some other rice growing areas. Now they are not exception. Now farmers are using transplanters. So for transplanter, every nursery cannot be used. So you need to prepare a special kind of nursery for transplanting with the machine or tractors. So this mechanical transplanter. So for this, you need to prepare nursery separately. And in this case, modified mat nursery method can be used with the only difference that you maintain soil, keep the soil mixture 1 to 2 centimeter height or depth. So some trays are already available depending upon the size of the transplanter. In transplanter on the backside of the transplanter, you get some space to put the trays, and the machine can take out seedling from those trays and plant it into the soil. So that way, according to the requirement of the machine, you need to keep these frames. They should match to the size of the frame, size of the transplanter. There are some spaces in the transplanter to keep the trays. So according to that space, you can prepare these trays, nursery trays. So trays are available as per requirement of the transplanter. So in this case, grow seedling on a thin layer of soil in 30 centimeter into 60 centimeter trays. Sometimes seedlings are grown on larger areas and then cut into rectangular strips. You can grow in larger area, then cut according to the size that will fit in the transplanter. They can be cut into rectangular strips that fit into the planting trays of the transplanter. Now it is the nursery for transplanting. This kind of nursery in trays. It is in trays, and if it is bigger in size than the place in the transplanter, then you can cut it. You can cut it into pieces. This is how the space is there to keep these trays, keep these trays or nurseries. So you can see, observe how the mechanical transplanting is done. If you want to know more how it works, you can go to YouTube. It will take 2-3 minutes. Then you type your paddy transplanter, and you will get several types of paddy transplanter which are seen. The Japanese people are using these transplanter since 60s. 1960s, they started using these paddy transplanter. We are way behind than many other Asian countries. So this is a seedling grown in machine under controlled condition, nutrient solution for mechanical transplanting. So you know some machines are available to grow seedlings. So rice, some certain machines are available to grow seedlings in those machines. So here the there may not be insect pest damage. If you are growing seedlings in the machine, there may not be any nutrient deficiency because you are growing seedlings under controlled condition. You can put some nutrient solution. So healthy seedlings are prepared by this method. Only problem is that it is expensive. However, the same seedling can be used for transplanting, or same seedling can be used transplanting by manual method and transplanting by machine, by transplanter. This is how it looks. It looks like mat, it looks like mat when it is prepared or it is grown in the machine. Now machines are available to grow fodder also. Some of you might be knowing that the maize fodder or any other fodder can be grown under controlled condition in some machines. Uh, that is hydroponics. By hydroponics method, one can grow fodder crops in machine. So now other is SRI, System of Rice Intensification. I may take one lecture on SRI later, but SRI also you need special attention to prepare the nursery. So in brief, I am giving you information about preparation of nursery for SRI, System of Rice Intensification. I will explain later. So now you need very small area for this, 100 square meter for transplanting one area. 300 gauge polythene sheet is spread on the surface, and then frame like in the last case you have seen, the frames are prepared 1 meter long, 0.5 meter width and 4 centimeter height, and frame is filled with press mud or other compost. Here you can fill this with the press mud or compost. 5 kg of 6.5 kg of sprouted seed treated with azospillum and phosphobacterium. This 6.5 kg, very less seed is required generally, and you can change this according to germination and other factors. But in SRI, you need very less quantity of seed. So these are planted at the rate of 45 gram per compartment per frame, and the seeds are covered lightly with the sieved pressed mud. So you can cover with 1 centimeter thin layer these seeds, and watering is done with a sprinkler twice daily until the 5th day, and then 0.5% urea spray is applied on the 8th day, dissolving 150 gram in 30 liters of water. So seedlings are ready in 12 days. So this is very quickly seedlings get ready, and very small area this system is followed in India, and very small areas in some other countries. So I will discuss in detail this SRA. Now, the another method is seedling broadcasting or parachute transplanting. So you need to prepare seedlings for parachute transplanting. Parachute transplanting means throwing the seedlings in the field. Just throwing the seed randomly in the field is your parachute transplanting. And for this parachute transplanting, you need to prepare seedlings. So seedlings are broadcast in the main field. So how to prepare these seedlings? So this is bubble tray nursery. You can say this is known as bubble tray nursery. Parachute rice transplanting is a technique of tossing. Tossing here means throwing rice seedlings uprooted from the plastic trays. So these plastic trays are bubble trays containing soil ball in a projectile manner into a puddled field. So you can see these bubble trays, and in which you put the soil and seed. So parachute transplanting 12 to 15-day-old seedlings with root balls. Root balls means soil is there in the roots. Seedlings are raised on plastic trays. Size is 59 centimeter into 34 centimeter with 434 embedded holes. You can take any size, it does not matter. Just you need to prepare seedlings in the holes. And seed bed area is 250 meters square to plant 1 hectare. Nursery in uplands, lowlands, or near the house. So anywhere you can prepare this nursery. In lowlands, 75 centimeter wide and 9 to 12 centimeter high seed beds are used. So this is how this looks, the plastic bubble tray. So in this case, you can put some soil in these holes or spaces, and then put the seed, broadcast the seed, and then seed will germinate. So every hole or every bubble will give you 2-3 seedlings embedded in the soil, the root embedded in the soil. Like you must have seen case of some sapling, tree sapling. When we uproot the tree sapling, they are with the soil. Same way, these rice seedlings are with the soil. A small quantity of soil is adhered to the roots. This is how you can spread these trays, bubble trays, on the nursery bed areas. Seed rate is 15 to 20 kg per hectare, bubble tray nursery. 2 to 3 healthy seeds are broadcast in each plug, in each hole. 2 to 3 seeds are tray, followed by placing a thin layer of soil over it. So soil is put after putting the seed. First seed are kept in these holes, and then soil is kept or soil is spread on this. So light irrigation is applied frequently. And now your seedling, these are the seedlings with balls. So this is how these seedlings, bubble tray nursery seedlings with root balls. Now, rice type nursery. So you have seen these seedlings and they are thrown. So by now you have seen wet bed nursery method and your dry bed nursery method, depot method of nursery, bubble tray of method of nursery, and also nursery for system of rice intensification. Now just the summary, you can see the nursery type and then nursery area, seed rate, and optimum seedling age. So these are very general, this is kind of very general summary of the things. It may vary with the farmer, it may vary with the conditions. It is not hard and fast that everywhere this distinction in five methods will be the same. It is not fixed, but these are mean things. These are average information or mean information. So wet bed nursery area is generally 800 to 1000 meter square for 1 hectare transplanting in wet bed as well as dry bed. Similarly, seed rate variable varieties variable with the variety. I told you how seed rate varies. And then optimum seedling age for wet bed, it is 20 to 25, which is very common in India. In India, 20 to 25 days old seedlings are recommended if you are having wet bed nursery. In dry bed, it is always 25 to 30 days because germination is longer. In wet bed, you use the pre-germinated seed. Here, you use the soaked seed only. So germination take 2 days extra here. So therefore, 25 to 30 days old seedlings are required. In depot method, you need 60 to 75 meter square area and 40 to 50 kg seed rate. Seed rate is very high and 8 to 15 seedling age. In modified mat nursery, 100 meter square area and 9 to 25 is the seed rate. It also depends upon varieties. And the seedling age is 15 to 18 days. 15 to 18 days. Then bubble tray, 250 meter square, 15 to 20 is the seed rate. Here seed rate is slightly less and 12 to 15 days your seedlings are ready. So friends, it finishes the course and this picture is from this course when the leaf color chart was introduced in sometimes in 2006 or 7. I'm on the extreme left side and then some students, Dr. Bana is scientist here and Dr. Shive, Y.A. Shive is also here. So thank you very much and now I invite your questions. Questions are welcome. You can ask any question on this subject.